Alrighty guys, out here working on Grandpa's 79 F250. Got to put rear brakes on it. I think the wheel cylinders are leaking and it's got a lot of travel in the brake pedal. He's getting a little wore out. After 246,000 miles, I think. And I don't know if the wheel cylinders have ever been replaced, but I'm sure the brakes pads have at least. But anyway, so we're going to put a set of brakes on it. Got a 351 Cleveland, or 351M is actually what it is. It's a 400 with a short and stroke crank, I think. Give 351 cubic inch with a modified, or not modified, just a 3-speed C6 automatic. It does pretty good. It's got a fair amount of power. And dripping oil. Now, let me get a hammer and chisel and a locking tab and take that loose. Just a beautiful day out. It's about 70 degrees, and there's one guy chiseling, and there's one guy out leveling stock ground saw finisher, and pretty good for the 18th of February. I've never seen that before, but you gotta take this hub off here. It's got the bearing in it and everything, and then then the brake drum comes off with it, and you can get in there and get everything, get all the brakes out. I hate drum brakes, and they come out with the idea of disc brakes. That was a lot better idea. Takes a 2 9/16 socket. Yeah, 2 9/16. We've had this truck. Grandpa bought it brand new, so we've obviously done a fair amount of work. So we just bought the OTC socket, and then got that 79 or that 350, and so. And that was kind of a sprayer truck. I know he actually had a 500-gallon tank and a spray boom on it. We used to spray crops with it, and so we were working on it every now and then on the axles. Got a lot of weight bouncing through the field. That truck sure don't owe us anything. A lot of oil drain out of there, and I got to put a new seal in here too. It was leaking. I think it was leaking, but while we got it apart, we're going to go ahead and do that. So, this side's a lot drier than the other side. The other side is just soaked. I mean, the pad soaked. Everything was soaked. So, I'll come back to you here in a minute. Alright guys, my tools resituated here. If you guys do want to do brakes, you don't have one of these are real handy. This is a Craftsman one here. It's got this hook on the end, and they're real handy for springs. You can come over here and let me well, I had this top one first show you. Just kind of hook that in the spring right there like that. Come out here on the outside and just, I don't know if I can get it. There we go. It kind of hooks the spring and then just brings it out like that and releases it. No spring. There's a little one here. I can just get the pliers on it. There we go. Just a level of satisfaction when you finally get springs off, because they're be kind of a bugger sometimes. Now let's start with the front shoe here. There's the automatic. It's not automatic. There's an adjuster. Maybe this does have an automatic adjust on this. The other side, because it was just soaking with oil and brake fluid, it was free. I'm gonna have to put that in the vise and might have to heat it and try to get it to free up. And I always put some Never Seas on there to keep them things from freezing up. Then once we get it, we'll get it freed up. I got a visitor. Sorry about that, the neighbor stopped by. Now the next thing, we got to take the brake line loose here, which hopefully it'll come out. Find the WD-40. There's the old pads. You can see how nasty they were. Now, hopefully this thing will break loose. There we go. Come on. Yep. There we go. I think it's gonna go. Gotta take this off because we're gonna put new cylinders on it, or a new cylinder on this side. Now come back to you. You don't need to watch me wrench something. Well, I thought it was coming. Dang, brake line twisted off, which didn't surprise me. So all the auto part stores are closed here on Saturday afternoon, so I have to cut that off and put a new nut and flare it. Put that back on. Let's see, but now you gotta take this pin out, take this thing out, but to do that there's a 7/16. Take 7/16 socket, preferably a deep socket, on the back side. You gotta be kidding me. Turning through. Stupid cat. Come on, brake loose. Oh boy. Do a different approach. Alright, what I done there, I actually took a die grinder and cut a flat spot on each side of that head of the bolt there, pin or whatever it is, so that I could get the vice grips on it better and hold it off. Now, then you take 1/2-inch socket, short socket, go in right. One bolt. Now, paint froze in there. Here we go. There's the old nasty wheel cylinder. Clean that area up just a bit. And what the heck did I lay down? Just laid it over here. New wheel cylinder. I also got a cable that's rusted in half for the automatic adjust, and maybe it'll be alright without it for like 500 miles a year we drive this truck. But I'll see what I can do with it. That piece there is supposed to be attached to that end right there. But it ain't attached no more because we live in Illinois and you got hot, humid weather in the summer and lots of road salt in the winter. I tell you, this winter though, can't beat this weather. I just love it. 70 degrees on February 18th, you just can't beat that. They're down in Texas, they've already started planting corn. Then these things go in the end. I'm going to wire brush them up a little bit. Or they go in the end, do that, and so I already got the line cut here because I had to re-flare the end on it, or I'm going to have to, I'll show you how to flare the end. It was rusted off, cut the rusted part off, and I'm going to flare it out now. So I'll seal up again. Don't forget to put the nut on when you do this, because that'd suck to get it flared out and then you're like, crap, I forgot to put the nut on. And you have to cut the flare off and go again. This tool's kind of handy. It's about as old as the hills, but still works good. It's got all sorts of sizes in here. That's a 3/16 line, so I got it set for 3/16. Slide that down a little bit and get my fat head in here. I always just put her up here and yep, thing turned on me. Put it in there and I always put that pipe about flush or just a skosh past flush with these things. And let's see. Put that in there like that and squeeze down on the handle. Then you take this thing and put that over there to lock that in. Then you go down here and you just start tightening up this taper. Let that thing get down in there like that. And keep squeezing on this so it doesn't just push the tube out the bottom. Run that down kind of snug. And there you have a flared fitting. Yeah, not too hard to do. Just clean it off a little bit and ready to rebend the line to fit back up in there and screw it right into the master cylinder or slave cylinder. Alright, back on the Ford here. It's next Monday. Had to be somewhere there Saturday afternoon, so got some brake stuff put around here. Took these off the old pads. Got the lines in there, or the line hooked up there and whatnot. Had to move this thing over for the brake adjust, and then put this piece on here that goes with, well, wherever it went to. It's something there's a cable that runs through here that goes for the automatic brake adjust, but we're going to leave that off. The reason the cable rusted in half, and we're just going to leave it off because by the time this thing needs the brakes adjusted on it, it's going to be long rusted out, and I'll probably be 50 by the time that happens, so not the biggest priority in the world. We only drive this truck, heck, I bet we don't even drive it 500 miles a year. Kind of have a habit of doing that, buying old stuff, or we buy it and then use it for a long time, then we end up just keeping it. Let's see it. We've got an old, I told Jeff Raymond about it, but I don't think I've told anybody else. We've got a 56 Ford that we bought in 61, and it's been repainted. And it just sits in a shed. It's an F250 grain truck. One of these days I'll get it out and do a video of it. There we go. It's a nice, real nice grain truck. We take it to this one farm show about every 8 years when they feature Ford. And other than that, it gets out and runs around the section about once a year, and that's about it. You know. Well, I'll put that back on, and I gotta get the park brake back on. So here's this tool again for putting these springs back on. Drop it. You just kind of hook it and put it in the hole there, and then you just take and push it in like that, and it's pretty easy. Well, I'll put the drum back in and everything, and then I'll show you that here. I'll set up the bearings and bleed it out and take it for a test drive. Alright, got the drum back on here. And these bearings, I always tighten them up. Yep. Make sure they get seated in there, roll it a little bit, and then I did put a new seal in, by the way. And this is just kind of crapshoot here. I got some play there. Still got a little bit, and about right there, it just starts to make contact. To where it takes out the end play. And there I can still feel I got just a skosh, so I'm going to leave it right there. I'll back it off just a little, because now when I put this on, I still got a little more than I want. Well, they are worn bearings, so I mean, they're not like they're new, so probably is good just to have a little play. And when you put this nut on here, what this will do, that lock washer in there, and you put this Tighten this thing up, and it'll actually push the nut to the other side of the threads then, to where you're not going to have any, or it's going to take some play out of it. So, and I've done that before where I got too much play before I put the jam nut on, and then not enough play once I take the jam nut off. Come on, get off there. There we go. I think I'm gonna have to take that back off and reset it. I don't have any in play now, so well, anyway, that's kind of how you do it and what you're looking for. Alright, got it parked up there on the slope. Let oil run out into the bearings, so I had to have the wheel bearings apart on it. Already done the other side. Oh, and I'm getting cattle tomorrow too, or this afternoon. I mean, going down to sale barn this afternoon to get some cattle, so I'll have a video of that up next after this one. Well, we'll take it out here on the road and see how it stops. Gotta watch these old C6 automatics. Get out of the way, dog. We had this thing sitting in park one time. We don't leave them in park, you know, if you're just going to sit there and idle. Left this thing in park one time, and it was sitting out by the, or sitting in the driveway. Well, all of a sudden it jumped out of park and went into reverse. And so it took off down the driveway, and the door happened to be open on it. And, it hit a tree and ripped the door off the dang truck, and I think that's when we ended up repainting it the first time, because it had some rust at that point. So yeah, they ain't near as spongy as they was before. Oh yeah, those are good. I think that'll do it here, and for brakes on the old 79. So thanks for watching.